Hey folks, ever witnessed entitled individuals pushing boundaries and thinking they're untouchable?
You're not going to identify yourself?
Be careful, because my son working from FBI.
Well, join us as we unravel outrageous moments of entitlement clashing with the law.
Say hello, was that illegal? I blink my blue light. I'm the police chief in Zebra. Your chief work for me.
You'll surely be shaking your head in disbelief. Let's dive in. Politicians have always topped the list when it comes to people thinking of themselves above the law, and Congressman Martin Hyde certainly lived up to that reputation. On the 14th of February 2022, an officer pulled over Martin Hyde into a traffic stop because he was observed speeding and texting on his phone at the same time.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, sir? I'm Sebastian Sarasota Police Department. You're on audio and video recording. The reason for the stop, you were observed going 57 and a 40, and you were on your phone texting while you were doing that.
His temper emerged immediately, even though the officer confronted him in a very polite manner.
You don't need to point at the officer.
I'm not pointing at you. I'm pointing in the direction where it was.
I'm just going to cheat, that's it.
Go right ahead, sir. Can I see
know
your
who I
license?
am, right?
Yes, sir, I do. Can I see your license, registration, insurance, please?
You can do this?
Yes, sir. You're not going to give me your registration, sir.
You can arrest me?
I'm asking you if you're going to produce me with your registration.
Martin then tried to intimidate her by boasting about his contacts and threatening to end her career.
Tell him how rude you just been to me. Play with this video.
Okay.
Then you call Marlon Brand. Then you call the mayor.
Okay. I'm asking you if you have your registration.
You're making career decisions.
All right. Hang tight.
As the officer returned his documents after writing him his citations, he constantly demanded to speak with a supervisor and had an attitude about it.
Call the supervisor.
14 dispatch, can you have my supervisor respond, please?
Yeah. And then we'll see who goes.
You don't want your paperwork?
6142, can you be 51 just for Bell
You
Street?
don't have a warrant.
Sir, you're going to be
I'm
issued
not
a
interested in
citation.
anything you have to say. I'll wait for the supervisor.
He then finally pulled out the registration of the vehicle, which the officer had requested several times before. But now, it was too late, as the ticket had already been written. Martin somehow tried to make this the officer's mistake.
You know what he said about you? You want to hear what he said about you?
He could say all he wants about me. I got a job to do, sir.
You know what he said about
Okay.
you?
If you
He said
fail
he's
to
had you
complete...
before like this.
Okay.
And he's going to have you again.
And that's fine.
It's not fine. Why do you keep saying it's fine?
Sir,
I'm a law-abiding citizen, and you're being bloody rude to me.
His inner Karen showed up moments later as he started recording the situation, even though it was already being filmed.
you are going to be issued a citation for failure to provide your registration upon request. Your fine is 116, information in the back. Your payment options are on the green form. Item in case you have any questions. When my supervisor comes, I'll wait for him with you if you'd like me to. Your citation's over here. You can accept them. I will wait, but I will wait on my car. There you go.
The officer explained the whole ordeal to dispatch as she requested another unit on the scene.
Speeding 57 and a 40, texting while driving, and failure to produce his registration because he told me I could look it up, and he's gonna have my job. Everything is on camera. Are you still waiting for a supervisor, or are you leaving?
Randy, I'm just going there.
Okay. Because I have a job to do, sir. Nobody's above the law.
And when that unit arrived, she caught him up to speed as well.
That's what another unit. Someone a certificate ticket for no registration when they've got the registration. She's trying to make her spurs, but it's a big mistake.
Well, this one is the expired one, but
Well, it doesn't make it. It'll take 2 seconds.
yeah.
We're going to make sure that she pays the price for being disrespectful.
He got cockier and started listing the favors that he had done for the police department over the years.
I'm friends with
Yes, sir.
everybody in the police department. This is the first time anybody has been disrespectful to me. And for what reason? I could care less. If they were going to write me a ticket, I could care less. I just pay the bloody thing. You don't think I got the money?
Okay. And like I said, Sergeant Vangiani will be over here to talk to you about her interaction.
Finally, the supervisor arrived, and to no surprise, Martin changed the narrative to him being the victim.
All right, so here's the thing. She lied about the cell phone thing. She lied about I don't know, the speed. I care less. You can give me the ticket all day long. And then I gave her the registration, and she's, who registration? It's in the car there somewhere. She goes off, she writes me a ticket, she brings me back a citation. I said, there it is. Okay. And she still gives me it.
All right.
And then he made a statement which showed how entitled he thought of himself to be.
Nobody in their right mind would give a ticket for that to me. Know that.
I understand what you're saying, and you producing it, you probably should have taken that ticket away, but I'm going to find out what exactly occurred.
Because she had a bee in her bonnet because she thought she was on a big power trip. Guess what? She's been there 7 years. She ain't going to make 8.
Following this event, the congressman released a public apology for his misdemeanor. And it turns out that sometimes, even a police chief thinks that the rules don't apply to him. Zebulon Police Chief Jonathan Hemphill was pulled over at a traffic stop by officers in the neighboring city of Molina, Georgia, on August 25th, 2022. Here's what unfolded.
Say hello, was that illegal? I blinked my blue light.
We didn't know with it, that's not a government tag.
That is a unofficial tag. That tag's not even on file. I'm the police chief in Zebulon. Your chief worked for me.
There's no need to get upset.
I'm upset because I spoke to you when I come by and now you're pulling me
Sir,
over.
I've never met you a day in my life.
I understand that.
A female officer then stepped in and tried to convince him nicely, but he was too stubborn to back down and accept his mistake.
Are you going to write me a ticket?
Sir, we're just trying.
I'm the police chief in Zebulon. You want to write me a ticket?
Why are you coming up to me like that? I'm doing my job, right?
What are you stopping for? Are you writing me a ticket? Yes or no? Are you writing me a ticket? I'm missing the lead.
Highway.
I'm fixing to make it a whole lot more.
The officers ran the plates, but they came back wrong. So Jonathan, thinking he was in real trouble now, called the chief of the officers who were confronting him.
First when we ran the tag, came back to like a Dodge Ram, so we're just confirming this. Yes, sir.
It's a ghost tag.
Yes, sir. We're
No,
making
no,
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're just.
You must have run it wrong. You must have run it wrong because you wouldn't come back to a Dodge Ram. So it's still coming back to a Dodge Ram now? Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram now?
No, we got it fixed. Why are you so upset?
No, you didn't fix it.
The chief became increasingly aggressive towards the officers and then slammed his door in their face to end the conversation.
Y'all never would have pulled me over if I hadn't flicked my blue lights.
No, sir. No, we were going to pull you up. Actually. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm telling you straight up, okay?
Okay, all right.
But like I said, there's people out here impersonating police officers with blue lights.
She threw my license. If she is getting them for me.
She'll bring it to you, sir.
Okay, well that's fine.
I'm just trying to talk with you.
I don't want to talk anymore about it.
But what happens when the fact that your son is an FBI agent keeps you from abiding by the law? On August 24th, 2022, police officers were dispatched concerning a 911 call regarding a car accident. What seemed to be a simple encounter at first escalated pretty quickly. Have a look at the shocking statements the victim made.
This is how car was. It was smashed into me. And when I come out and I was like, sir, you hit me? And he's like, no, I didn't. While his car is in this position. He talked on the phone. He kind of wandered around the parking lot and then he got in his car and drove off. He tried to stop me taking picture of his car, the number to give it to dispatch.
The police then tracked the man down to his house, which caught him off guard. He tried to drive off at first, but later returned.
You got into an accident over on Greenwood.
I know, I am gonna pay for anything.
We're trying to explain that to you. Why don't you just let him talk?
You have to give your information to the other driver before you drive off.
No, I was sometimes somewhere for 1 year.
Okay. All right. Do you have an ID or anything on you?
No.
The old man refused to identify himself and started warning the officers that he had powerful connections in the police department.
You're not going to identify yourself?
Be careful, because sometimes I am, my son working from FBI.
Oh, okay, cool. So how about this? How about you give us your name and then you can go inside.
No, don't try.
Further into the confrontation, the man started answering the cops' questions, but in a rather hilarious way.
What's your first name?
Joe Biden.
Okay, now what is your name?
So you either have to identify yourself or we're going to take
We're not playing games here.
You're gonna arrest me. Okay, go ahead.
Then, finally, the inevitable happened, as things quickly got out of hand.
Turn around.
No.
Turn around.
We're down here. Put your hands behind your back.
All right. Got it.
The man was taken to jail, where he became very uncooperative and challenging to deal with.
Come on. Here, touch the thing. Touch it.
Why you pull me like that? What kind of police you are? What kind of police you are? Maybe someday. I wanna find you.
Later, the police got him a cab and released him on a D bond. He was charged with DUI, obstructing identification, resisting arrest, leaving the scene of an accident and assault. And it's not only the boomers that are making the headlines for acting entitled. The younger generation isn't far behind. Check out this young Karen in the making. On January 8th, 2023, officers were dispatched to the airport for a woman who had been kicked off the airplane as she yelled, spat, and cursed the staff. When officers arrived, she was seen walking away from the plane to the restroom.
Miss, you're not free to leave. Okay, no, you're not. Come here.
All right.
Are you okay? No. I'm just checking on you. What's going on?
She locked herself in the restroom and gave absurd arguments to stay in there.
Well, do you want to go see if you can get on the plane? Because it's still there.
I'm not on the plane. I'm not going to up their whole plane. You know what I'm saying?
If you go over there civilized, maybe you can get
swear to God, I'll be the most civilized person you've ever met.
Okay, well, let's go. Let's go.
I'm not going to talk to you. Thank you.
We're going to be here with you the whole time.
That's fine.
This is all we want for you to come out.
And even after coming out of there, she didn't stop being a Karen.
Did you have anything to drink today?
Is that against the law?
No, that's
Do I
what
need
I'm
a lawyer?
asking. No.
I'm going to call a lawyer.
For what?
Before I answer any more questions, I'm going to call a lawyer.
Have you eaten today?
Talk to my lawyer about it.
Okay. You take medication?
Talk to my lawyer.
Are you flying?
Talk to my lawyer.
Are you going to Georgia?
Talk to my lawyer.
Atlanta?
Talk to my lawyer.
Okay.
The officers then, feeling the need to get to the bottom of the situation, decided to talk to the staff.
She was what? She was intoxicated. I mean, but did she do anything other than, like, how did you tell she was intoxicated?
I didn't do it. It was Malik, so he might be able to answer better, yeah.
Malik, what was that lady doing?
Screaming, spitting, cussing, recording, everything.
Okay, thank you.
And finally, the main event.
Okay, Miss Karina.
I'm arrested?
Yes, you're going to be arrested for public intoxication, okay?
Take your backpack off.
Yep, and the reason is because I talked to the airline and they said that you were kicking and screaming and causing a disturbance.
I was not doing any of that. No, I was not kicking and screaming anywhere on that plane. No, pull up the finish. No, that's
Karina,
no.
just calm down.
No,
okay?
Shoot me then.
Then she said what every spoiled kid says after getting in trouble.
We're not going to
No.
We're not going to
You're arrest me for... I swear to God, I'm gonna
And just when you thought things couldn't get any worse for her, she went on to do this.
I don't want to touch you. I said I don't want to touch you.
What don't you understand?
I don't want to touch you.
Do not kick the officer.
Do not kick an officer.
Okay, so our female officers, let's swing to the gas.
If you thought Karina was a complete nuisance, brace yourself for our next entry. On the 13th of November, 2016, body cam footage captured two Montmorency County, Michigan sheriff's deputies dealing with a Washtenaw County Lieutenant, Brian Philippak, who was accused of drunken driving in Montmorency County, Michigan. The officers approached him and asked that he step out of the car, and the conversation that followed was a pretty interesting one.
Where are you going to camp? Huh? Where are you going to camp?
Milwaukee, Michigan.
Where?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, Michigan? Where's that? Just around. It's Hillman right around the corner.
Hillman.
Hawks?
No, past Hawks.
The officer asked him what he wanted to do, and his answer indicated that on top of being entitled, this guy was extremely intoxicated.
What would you like me to do?
Just let me go.
I can't. I had multiple phone calls. You'd be in the same situation if I was in the vehicle in your county, correct?
I don't.
I've got multiple 911 calls about a reckless driver, plate and all matches, almost hitting vehicles.
All right, just let me stay here. Okay?
You can't.
Brian was heard saying the same thing again and again, and even hinted at the on-duty cop to be a good guy and do him a favor.
Step out of this vehicle right now.
Just let me go. Be a good guy.
I am being a good guy. Brian, out of this vehicle. I'm asking you nicely. I don't want to see anything worse happen. Okay?
No, just let me go.
Brian.
I will sleep in the bushes.
You know, the next thing, I'm going to go hands-on with you. And you're going to go to jail for R&O.
Thinking his wish would be the officer's command, he then bluntly requested them.
Just let me stop over and call it, okay?
I can't.
Do me a favor.
I can't.
Oh my God.
I'm not losing my career over you.
And I'm not losing my career either, so.
You doing exactly what you're doing is not helping your career out.
No, it's not. Well,
we're not above the law.
I don't know.
Now that he had dragged the whole scene for quite some time, the The officers had no choice but to yank him out themselves, and things got pretty heated as the taser came out.
Step out of the vehicle! You're getting a taser. Back up. Taser right now if you don't get out. Out! Right now! Go to the front of my car.
The officer then asked him if he wanted to do the field sobriety tests, but he was stuck on the cops, letting him go.
We're going to do a field sobriety test. Walk the line, one-legged stands, you know the routine. Yes or no? We're going to do field sobriety.
No, just let me.
I take that as a no. You're on my side, then do the sobriety test.
No, I'm not on your side. If you're on my side, you'd let me just go.
I'm doing my job, you know that.
Yeah, and I'm doing my job too.
Okay.
The officers then did the inevitable and put him under arrest.
No.
You're under arrest.
No,
Place your hands behind your back.
No.
Don't make it even worse.
No, I'm not. Let's talk about it. Let's just...
No. Stop. I don't want to put you on the ground.
No,
I don't want to make this
to.
worse.
All right, I will just sleep it off. Dude.
Even while he was about to be placed in the patrol vehicle, he kept telling the officers to think about it. And they did think. Not about letting him go, but about how to place him in their car.
Brian.
No, just think about it.
Done.
No.
In my car. In my car. Get in there. Crawl in. I don't care. You're sitting down. You're sitting down in my car.
And our next suspect was found dozing off in his car, drunk as a skunk. Police in Rhode Island released body cam footage that shows the arrest of Cranston City Council member Matthew Riley, who authorities said was passed out behind the wheel of a car while holding a glass pipe on the 15th of May, 2023.
I'm just gonna pat you down.
Yes, sir.
Put interlock your fingers. Interlock your fingers. Do you have any weapons on you?
No, not at all.
112.
Yeah. All right.
Roads open, Boston.
You're gonna stop. Try not to.
The officer took him out of the car, and after a quick pat-down, he saw his ID and was completely stunned.
Oh, no way, dude. Really?
Yes, yes. I was just on my way back from court.
Well, a rescue's gonna come check you out, man. I can't let you go. You were literally choking in your sleep. Somebody flagged me down about it.
Oh, I have sleep apnea. I'm sorry.
Well, and then you have a crack pipe in your hand, so it's like...
Sorry.
He seemed pretty tense when the officer told him that an arrest team was on their way to have a look at the situation, as he was expecting the cop to let him go after seeing who he was.
So will be no arrest?
What?
There will be no arrest?
No. Are there any drugs in the car or anything like that?
No, nothing.
All right. How long have you had this problem, man?
It was a relapse. I've been clean for 13 years.
As the officer took his statement, he came up with pretty impressive excuses within the blink of an eye.
Do you know if any of that was laced with fentanyl or anything? Because you were out, and looked like you were choking.
Really?
Yeah. That's why somebody literally sprinted and flagged me down because they thought you were having a heart attack or choking.
No, not that I know of.
A search of his car revealed that he was lying about not having drugs in the car, as several traces of crack laced with fentanyl were found from within.
No, not getting in there, touching all that white powder. Is that piece of crack? Yeah, that's definitely crack.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, you can smell it in there. He's burning up.
He has a bunch of toy boy and...
Should we have it towed?
Looks like he's half living out of his car. There's like
private property.
toiletries.
We're good. We're on private property.
And the assurance the cop gave him before that he won't be arrested went down the drain after evidence pointed against him.
Let me know if they're a little too tight or anything. They can loosen up.
Nothing in there.
I need just water.
Later, it was revealed that Matthew Riley resigned from his position. This is what happens when you let political power get to your head. On the 23rd of March 2023, Oklahoma State Representative Dean Davis was found in a state of public drunkenness. Dean ran into the cops after he and his friends refused to leave a bar, even after it was shut down. Davis was also heard telling the officers that he was privileged for the status he holds as the state representative of Oklahoma. However, law enforcement officials ignored the politician and took him into custody. Davis was then heard crying as he realized that he was being arrested and that the cops did not care about his powerful and influential position.
Any weapons on you?
What's going on here?
You're intoxicated here in public.
Who's that? You have my phone over there, sir.
We'll go with you.
You just really doing this?
No, sir. You were doing this.
The officer told him why he was being put in handcuffs and into the back of the patrol vehicle just so Dean would calm down. But he was way too drunk with power, pun intended, to comprehend any of it and kept on threatening the cops.
Not listen to simple commands, sir. You were given a couple opportunities to walk away, but then you wanted to threaten us. What? What was that?
Trying to make it more comfortable.
All right, go ahead and have a seat.
He told the cop to take out a card from his phone case and read it out loud in an attempt to let him go, because he was entitled to. And this turned out to be his credulity, as the officer did not budge at all.
Just have a seat right there. All right. Oklahoma's House of Representatives issued to Representative Dean Davis of Oklahoma for the purpose of identifying the person of Congress, member of Representatives under the Constitution.
Imagine pulling over a suspect due to a traffic crash situation, and it's none other than your supervisor, who thinks you'll let him off easy. Gainesville Police Department Corporal Scott W. Bertzik was driving in the vicinity of Newbury Road in Gainesville, Florida, when he reached down for his lighter and crashed into a vehicle that had just started to move at a green traffic light on January 1st, 2021. There were no injuries at the scene. However, the people in the vehicle struck by Bertzik subsequently sought medical care. Gainesville police officer Brooke Shutterly responded to the crash and immediately recognized Corporal Bertie Bertzik as involved.
And you are Silver Car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you want to go back over there, I'll come get your info in just a second.
All right,
So,
Yeah, reached out for my lighter, slammed into his ass.
Cool.
No, not really.
Not really.
No.
While investigating the crash, the officer observed Bertzik having difficulty maintaining balance. He was also slurring his words and had difficulty physically grasping his driver's license when she handed it back to him.
You giving me some indicators? Listen.
Shit, woman.
Listen. Valdez is coming out just to... I'm not gonna lie to you about it.
She's on her way?
Yeah, she's on her way. Because I'm not really comfortable with this whole thing at all.
Bertzik then asked her if her body cam was on to know if it was safe for him to ask her to let him off the hook.
You know you can't smoke right now.
Why?
You can't consume anything.
Why?
Because if I'm going to do a DUI investigation, it impedes it, so you can't consume anything.
After performing poorly on standardized field sobriety exercises, Bertzik was arrested and eventually handcuffed at his insistence. Bertzik later provided 2 breath samples, which registered 0.156% BAC and 0.153% BAC. Post-Miranda, Bertzik admitted that he had been drinking Bacardi and Diet Coke.
Listen to me.
Put them on.
I'm not going to cuff you.
Oh, yes, you are, because they're watching.
No.
Yes, you are. They're watching.
Okay. We'll cuff you over by my car.
Thanks for joining the wild ride through entitlement and its collision with the law. If you've got stories to share or can't believe what you just saw, drop a comment below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more jaw-dropping content, and we'll catch you in the next video. Stay real!